The community or society makes possible the existence of schools by financing its operations and formulating policies. So the school will return such service by improving or enhancing the social, economic, educational, and scientific endeavors of society through the work of its graduate. Next is the school may help the community through an outreach community program to improve the economic life of the people, improve their health, raise their literacy level, beautify the place, and the likes. So the community may return the service by patronizing the school, give protection to it, and cooperating with the school in accomplishing its community project. So as you can see, the relationship of the community and the school is very important. That is why one of them should not be absent. So, evaluation of a school. School must be evaluated according to the following. First is the faculty members. Uh, Are the faculty members fully qualified educationally? Do they have a mastery of the subject matter? The medium of instruction. Next is the students. Does the school select its students so that only those with adequate ability are allowed to take the higher and more difficult courses? We also have the social climate. Is the school atmosphere democratic, quiet, peaceful, and orderly? Are all administrators and teachers and students going about their business dutifully and efficiently? So, facilities. Are the buildings and classroom adequate for classroom instruction? Are the library references adequate for the needs of every learner? Campus. Are the buildings and classroom adequate for classroom instruction? Are the library references adequate for needs of every learners? Relevance. Are the courses offered by their school relevant to the needs of the community? Are the skills developed by the school badly needed for the community? Next is the social service. Does the school render some kind of social service to the community where it is located? So, does it have a community outreach program? So, accreditation. Are the courses offered by the school accredited and recognized by the government? Next is the church. The church is a lifetime school of learning for the church goer, from childhood to death. The beauty of it is that although there is only one book to study, like the Bible for Christians or the Quran for the Muslims, class sessions are usually lively and rarely dull because there are always new things to learn. So, there also another way to learn spiritually, and that is in the church. So, unlike secular, wherein the learning is set within the specific time frame, depending on the level, the church goes the other way around. So, this is not just a temporary learning, as said, from childhood to birth. So there are source or basis for which learning is gained or teaching is imparted. How teaching is done? Paano ang pagtuturo ay ginagawa sa church? So first we have the sermon or preaching. Sermon is the main part of the divine service. So nangyayari ito tuwing linggo. The sermon of the pastor or the priest. Next is the Sunday school. So this is regular class held every Sunday in which the Bible is studied. Next is Bible studies. Bible studies are held at designated times and places, usually in schools, in houses of the church members. So next is sermons on a special occasion. For example, the birthdays, the Christmas party, and other special occasion or special programs and event. Next is the Christmas and Summer Institute. So they study the Bible, also invite speakers to deliver a sermon. Next is the rallies and spiritual retreats. These are gatherings of the church members during which the Bible is studied, and some speakers are invited to expound on certain religious topics. Next, we have the evangelistic meeting. So, the purpose of this is for the conversion. These are held for the purpose of proselyting people to join the church. So again, this is the purpose of for the purpose of conversion. Next is a daily vacation church school. So this is held during long vacation, and these are Bible studies, but participants are children only. Next is the conference. The church also holds special events like conferences during which many of the church activities, the doctrines of the church, and the Bibles are discussed. So what are learned in the church? Ano ba ang mga natututunan sa church? Una, history. These are there are biblical events that have happened in the past. For example, the crucifixion of Jesus. This history will never be forgotten. In fact, it is shared until the present time to be preserved for the future generations. So this part of history still have impact today. Next we have the prophecies. So this is in contrast with the history because these are the events that is still about to happen in the future. But many prophecies that were already happened. Though estimation vary, many sources cite roughly 2,500 total, with about 2,000 already fulfilled, meaning those 2,000 have already happened. So there are still many prophecies that are still to happen in the future. So one of the example of it, as written in the scripture, is the second coming of Jesus. Next is divine values. Divine values deals with the right relationship between God and man and the right relationship among men themselves. These are prerequisites to the salvation of the soul. In Christian belief, it talks more about Christ likeness. How does someone live right, holy, and pleasing before the eyes of God? Characteristics of divine values. First, divine values are given and mandated by God. It is not mandated or created by human. God, as omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent God, holds the authority of which values we should live. Next, divine values are universally intended. Divine values can be received and learned by anyone. No one is exempted. Next, divine values are eternal, walang katapusan. Learning these values does not end or apply or effect for a second or for a moment, but for a lifetime. Next, Violators of divine values are punished. Violation of divine values or teaching is subject to punishment.